tat bhe tat sat gur seva chit seviye sant bhai mere man sat guru paritar gai. Satnam, I'm Jai Ram Kaur and I'm part of the Karam Kriya Consultancy training scheduled for Asia starting in June of 2020 along with Shiv Sharan Singh and Jai Ram Kaur. And in this video I'd like to share a bit with you about that training. So in the training it's 45 days with 5 days for each of the 9 numbers. And it's a training sequence that we follow. So in fact we start with the number 7 and we start with the mind. And the mind is great. It's a great tool, a great friend. But when left to its own devices, it will just make up its own rules of the game and then go about trying to play life according to those rules of the game. So our first step really is to gain some more transparency about the mind. And how do we do that? We apply the mind to the realm of language, and in fact Karam Kriya in this training, it's a study of language and our communication. So we slow the mind down and we instruct the mind to look at the actual words that we are speaking but also thinking as our communication, our conversation shapes us, creates us and forms our identity. So we apply the mind to the words themselves that are being used, but with a specific reference, because the mind itself has no reference, so it needs a reference. And our reference is the numbers, the underlying matrix of the universe, universal principles. And so give the mind, in its turning towards being conscious of the actual words, the reference of these 9 guiding principles of the numbers. And that means that we can really clarify our language and therefore our thinking and our behavior through that reference. And that clarity brings us also the ability to serve others. It is a consultancy training, and so it is also about developing the capacity to serve others in the same way, to be able to listen with that conscious clarity, the reference of the numbers, listening to the actual words, to be able to decode what is really being said, what is really meant, what is missing from the voice, and inviting that person into a healing conversation. It is a kriya, so it's like the kriya of conversation, conscious conversation, to bring processes to completion, the sequence coming to completion, and thereby accelerate the process of becoming through this medium of language with the reference of the numbers. So it is a very profound and a very deep process over these 45 days. We would be very honored if you would join us. Contact Akasha Kaur for any questions about practicalities. Thank you very much. Satnam.